Criticism destroys bhakti. Criticize and lose the holy name. Sadhu Sangha Nam Kirtan Bhagavat Shravan Mathurava Shri Murti Rashrathaya Sevan Shakala Sadhana Shrishtaye Panchanga Krishna-prema Janmaye Pancheralpa Sangha. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22, 128 to 129. One should stay in Vrindavan under the guidance of a sadhu, chant the holy names, hear Śrīmad Bhagavatam from the lotus mouth of a Rasik Vaishnava, and serve the deity of the Lord with faith. Srila Rupa Gosvāmī has promised, so there is no doubt, by performing these 5 activities, one will surely receive Krishna-prema. But there is one condition, and that is the disrespect of or offense to Vaishnavas. This is our dilemma. We chant Harinam, residing in the holy place and hearing Bhagavatam, but we are not really hearing, and some of us only act as if we are following. We speak publicly on the Bhagavatam and give instructions to others, but we do not protect ourselves from offense to Vaishnavas. Joking and laughing, we somehow disrespect or criticize them. The holy name, who is God Himself, cannot tolerate this. Therefore, we deceive ourselves and are deprived of the real fruits of chanting. In this way, many lifetimes are wasted. By all means, be very, very cautious to avoid offense to Vaishnavas. For offense to Vaishnavas is offense to the holy name. If you see another devotee doing something wrong, don't look. There are elevated Vaishnavas who will see their faults and rectify them. You cannot do so. So just tend to your bhajan. If someone else is not doing bhajan, why are you worrying about it? Just look at your own behavior. We don't see our own faults, but we want to see others. And day and night we talk about this. Nowadays, this is the fashion, and in this way we lose the chance to do bhajan. Please understand this clearly. In our own lives, wherever we see some kind of fall down, some disaster, some digression from bhajan, or some material difficulties, the main cause is disrespect to Guru and Vaishnavas. Ajamil was more fallen than fallen, but he did not disrespect Vaishnavas. He was sinful, but as soon as he had the association of Vaishnavas, he stopped his sinful activities and was able to chant the pure holy name. Wherever there is a little bit of disrespect for the Vaishnavas, Guru, saints, sadhus, the holy abodes of the Lord in this world, or the holy names, there is a decline in bhakti. As you sow, so shall you reap. You may have heard the history of Prajapati Daksha. He cursed Sri Narad Muni, saying, "You gave my sons instructions on the performance of bhajan to the Supreme Lord, and now they have left our home and family. You have ruined everything for me, and for that I curse you that you will not be able to remain in one place for more time than it takes to milk a cow." Sri Narad Muni became very pleased because he took this as a benediction rather than a curse. But how would others react? There is a Hindi saying, if you place a thorn in someone's path, that thorn will become 3 like a trident, and it will return to pierce you. On the other hand, if you do good for others, you will be showered with flowers. Therefore, never harbor bad thoughts about anyone with intent to harm them. Even if someone unjustly abuses you, simply tolerate. Do not retaliate. The Vaishnava and the prostitute. Once, 2 Vaishnavas went to live in a town. One of them took up a residence under a banyan tree, and it so happened that not far away from that banyan tree, a prostitute lived on the 2nd story of a very beautiful building. The other Vaishnava resided in a temple in the middle of that town. The Vaishnava who was living near the prostitute had one mood in his heart, while the mood of the Vaishnava in the temple was different. The Vaishnava in the temple saw that so many people were coming to visit that prostitute and then leaving again, and he imagined, oh, that Vaishnava is there with a prostitute? Regarding the mood of the Vaishnava who lived near the prostitute, he considered, oh, I am so unfortunate that I cannot live in the temple. That other Vaishnava is so fortunate. He is always performing kirtan, always chanting, and always remembering Krishna. The first Vaishnava was always thinking of the fortune of the Vaishnava living in the temple, whereas the second Vaishnava was always criticizing, I am so lucky that I am in the temple, while the wretched person is there with that prostitute. In due course of time, death came to the Vaishnava in the temple. He saw 3 very frightful figures approach him, and he asked them, who are you? We are Yamadutas, the messengers of death, and we have come to take you with us, they replied. The Vaishnava protested, oh no, I am not the man you are looking for. He's over there. He is always with that prostitute, but I am a holy person living in a temple. No, the Yamadutas replied, we know everything. We have come especially for you. Where will you take me? To Swargalok? No, we will take you to the most wretched of places and punish you. For you are always criticizing. That other Vaishnava, he is a real sadhu. He is always thinking favorably of you. He is always chanting the holy name and engaging in other devotional practices. My instruction is the instruction of Srila Rupa Gosvāmī in Sri Upadeshamrita. Never criticize anyone. If someone is doing bad things, he only causes harm for himself. If you criticize someone thinking, this is wrong, or this fellow is very bad, then all the bad qualities that you are thinking about will enter your heart, and the Yamadutas will come to punish you first. Always try to remember the good qualities of real Vaishnavas and Krishna, hearing, chanting, and remembering Harikatha. I have heard that some of my disciples criticize ISKCON leaders and others. Please avoid this. It is not what I want. No matter whether persons belong to ISKCON or any other institution, no matter what is their caste or creed, do not criticize them. Even if such persons are actually bad, still do not criticize them. Always remember true devotees and glorify them. This is a good process. This is the instruction of Srila Rupa Gosvāmī and also of Param Pujyapad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Mahārāja. Please be careful about this. We are not masters to chastise. Try to advance. Don't waste your time criticizing or trying to control everything around you. Gurudev can control. He is a controller. Sri Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Sri Nityananda Prabhu are controllers. It is best to think in this way. I am not the controller. Rather, I should be controlled by them. I should try to control myself. This is the way to develop our Krishna consciousness. We must protect ourselves from committing offenses to others while chanting, remembering, and engaging in devotional service. Otherwise, those offenses will spoil everything. All of our endeavors will be wasted and go into the garbage can. If you see that a person is wretched, then don't associate with him. Offer Dandavat Pranam from a distance, meaning don't think about him at all. Otherwise, you can say, "Oh, my Dandavat Pranams, now I should go." But do not criticize. Guru can criticize and chastise, but we are not masters to chastise. Be very humble and hanker for bhakti so that your hearts will melt. Try to serve Vaishnavas and Guru. If you are performing abundant service to Gurudev, but at the same time chastise Vaishnavas instead of honoring them, Gurudev will not accept your service. Don't spend time thinking. Srila Prabhupada's Vyasasana is made only of cloth, and there are no jewels. I should fix it. Everything is correct externally. Just correct your mind. The external situation is sufficient. You only need more love and affection. Please don't be disturbed by my strong words. I don't want to create any problem or give any trouble. You are free to accept or disregard what I am saying. You can accept more or less. I have a shop here. You can come and take the goods in my shop, or you can leave without them. If you think my goods are all right, you may take them. If not, then don't take them. If you commit Nam-Aparadh and Vaishnava-Aparadh, and at the same time you are chanting the holy name, what will be the result? Especially if you are criticizing Vaishnavas, you will have to go to hell. The holy name cannot bear anyone criticizing his devotees. Sri Krishna will make another kind of hell for you, a special kind of hell. He considers that these present hells are not enough. Do not criticize anyone. You can correct a person only if you can change him. For example, Nalakuver and Manigriva were doing wrong, so Narada came to them and cursed them out of pity. He did not pay specific attention to what they were doing. He considered only this: "Oh, their lives have gone in vain. How shall I reform them?" He had the power to do what was necessary, and that is why he pointed out their fault. Thus, his curse turned out to be a benediction. Try to follow this principle. All sannyasis must especially follow. Padmanabh Das. Srila Gurudev, yesterday you said that we should not criticize or praise anybody, but sometimes we criticize or praise people in our minds. Srila Gurudev, I know that you criticize. That is a very bad thing. Don't do this. Padmanabh Das, by tongue we may not criticize, but criticism starts from the mind. Srila Gurudev, we should also try to take this out of our mind. Try to see an individual's good qualifications. Uttamahana Vaishnavabhe nirabhiman Jive sambandhi bejani Krishna adhishtan. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Ante Leela, 2025. Although a Vaishnava is the most exalted person, he is prideless and gives all respect to everyone, knowing everyone to be the resting place of Krishna. Shripad Padmanabh Maharaj, a question came into my mind yesterday when you quoted this verse. Parasvabhava karmani na prashamsi na garhayet vishvamekamam pashyan prakritya purushena cha. Srimad Bhagavatam 11:28, 1. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, one should neither praise nor criticize the condition, nature, and activities of other persons. Rather, one should see this world as simply the combination of material nature and the enjoying souls, all based on the one absolute truth. Here it is said, do not criticize or praise. You have also said that by criticizing, one builds a bridge to the other person's bad qualities, which then come into the body of the person who is criticizing. However, if we praise someone and build a bridge, and his good qualities come into us, what is the problem? Srila Gurudev, this injunction applies to sense enjoyers. Do not criticize or praise any sense enjoyer. Nevertheless, it is essential to always glorify devotees. Shripad Sadhu Maharaj. Damodar Prabhu says that he is always seeing faults in others and his mind meditates on others' bad qualities. He is asking how he can get rid of this habit. Srila Gurudev. To Damodar Das. Has Gurudev told you to criticize others? You are disobeying your Gurudev if you do so. Don't disobey him. If you find that your mind is criticizing others, simply turn it away and forcibly focus it on Sri Krishna. Badger, California, June 17, 2008. The Kingdom of Kali. The servant of the Guru is deeply respected. Understanding this, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami always saw Srila Sanatan Goswami and Srila Rupa Goswami as his gurus. We should also have this behavior amongst ourselves, for that will create love between us. We may think, I am Guru, he knows nothing. He is not as good a servant of our Gurudev as I am. He doesn't even know any Siddhanta, or I am the only Acharya and no one else is qualified. If we think in this way, there will be quarrels among us, as is going on nowadays. Where there is hatred and similar mentalities, that place is Kali Rajya, the kingdom of Kali. Mathura, India. Lecture on Sri Vilap Kusumanjali, Text 6, 1991. The medicine to cure criticizing. Anandini Dasi. How can I stop myself from criticizing? Srila Gurudev. You can criticize yourself, but not others. This is an offense, and bhakti will go away. Be careful. Vrindavan, India, August 9, 2009. Prakashatma Das. How can I curb my tendency to always speak prajalpa and criticize others? Srila Gurudev. You can do so by always being in sadhu sangha and hearing Hari Katha. Parikshit Maharaj had no time to speak with anyone, or to sleep, or eat, or drink. He was drinking only the nectar of Krishna Leela. Sadhu Sangha is the best medicine. Chant the holy name in Sadhu Sangha and don't associate with persons who are chattering and pattering. Read books and engage your mind at all times. If the mind is not engaged by you, then it will automatically engage itself in bad things. The mind wants something to eat, so we should give it Hari Katha, as much as you can hear and chant and meditate on.